I did a video about a month ago called "How to Not Get Sick Exercise," and there were a lot of background noises, and I had many people contacting me if I can re-record it with less noises. So I'm just trying to do a similar video with a similar content. Hope you can enjoy it. This is an exercise from the Huaishuan school, how to preserve your health and never get sick. So I just give you a little bit of a background how we think about the topic of disease and how is this exercise helping, and then we practice the exercise together. So when we are conceived inside the womb, the human being has a connection to heaven, a life stream that comes through us, and then the heart of the fetus develops, the body of the fetus develops around it, and then the baby, the fully matured and ready for life baby comes out of the womb and is born. The stage of before birth is called the pre-heaven state, and after we come out to the world, it's called the post-heaven state. And initially, when the infant comes out to the world, deep inside, it feels the connection to heaven 100%. And that's why when you look at an infant, it's so pure and so precious, because you look at it, it's just, you see the divine. But then, the emotions start to exercise themselves. The physical body start to exercise themselves. The physical start to exercise itself. And it start to have different pattern. The heart start to have different pattern that later we will call it the human character. The body start to have accumulating memories of movement and actions. Different things that I felt, different things that I did with my body, and my body start to accumulate memories in its physicality. And then there's a way that we start moving, that of course we have the skeleton and the muscles and all this that help me move, but also all the memories, the muscle memories in the structure of the body start to move in a certain way that is not 100% natural. What we call a natural movement means a movement that supports the progression of life, the divine part of life 100%. This is called natural movement, and infants have it naturally. They move very naturally. Every move that they do support their life. But later on, because the external heart start to want different things, the physical body start to move in different ways to also support our desires for individuality. So it's not anymore for the sake of the divine life that we have inside, but also all kind of things that we want on the outside that my physical body is now supporting. And to an extreme, of course, when it goes astray completely, you can see a person reaching out to a cake in the fridge and eating, like emotional eating. Like, why am I doing this movement? Because it satisfies some desire that I need, an unmet desire, and so forth. But this is, of course, putting it simple, but just to mention that as we grow up, I start to move in many different ways that are common. We call them common movements, but have a lot of stiffness to them and create a lot of tension in different parts of the body. And that's why you start seeing people getting physically diseased. The postures start to be difficult to live with, and the different movements are not promoting life entirely. They don't promote health all the time, but instead they start to create disease, which means it starts to separate us from connection to life. So if you ever saw anyone with disease, maybe you don't have any problem, but if you did see someone else that has skin problem, joint problem, muscle problem, internal organ problems, much of it is related either to the heart movement or to the physical movement that has created already different type patterns that bring about disease. So the exercise that I want to teach today is how to try to get away from the established bad movements that we got used to them, and try to get into connection. And connection means that I will start moving more and more in a natural way that promotes life. So the exercise that we do uh, today is very simple. If we can, let's just practice it together. You bring the hands from the bottom of your trunk, open them to the sides, palms facing up towards heaven. And when you stretch to the side, you just imagine that you become bigger and fuller and bigger like heaven. You reach up to heaven, you close the hands together, and you bring them down in front of you back to the original position. So let's do it again. Just imagine that you become bigger and bigger and larger and fuller and fuller and fuller. So your whole body is full. So this is a feeling that we normally recognize, feel, full and tense. And you reach all the way up to heaven. But at this time, as the hands start to come down, we start to relax. We calm our heart. We empty our mind. So try not to feel anything, not to think of anything. Just become calmer and calmer, emptier and emptier. In a sense, empty means that we don't feel things, we don't want things. So the opposite of stretching up and becoming fuller and fuller, you reach out to heaven and you're becoming calmer and calmer, emptier and emptier. Calmer refers to the heart having less and less emotions. Emptier refers to the mind having less and less thoughts. And then in addition, as we spread the hands to the sides, palms facing heaven, we inhale, and the air fills up all chambers of the body, the chest, the abdomen, the kidneys, even up to the legs. You inhale, you feel as if you're one big balloon. You inhale and expand. You can even go a little bit on your toes, just keep your balance so you don't fall. And then as you exhale, empty your mind, calm your heart, becoming more and more relaxed, but more and more connected in the center, just like the infant in the womb that has total 100% connection in the center. Again, we breathe in, fuller and fuller and fuller, all the way up to heaven. And gradually, not all of a sudden, you exhale very gradually and you become emptier in the mind, calmer in the heart, calmer and calmer, even more calm, more and more connected in the center between the abdomen and the heart, more and more connected. Even if at the beginning you don't feel much connection or any difference, just becoming calmer increases the connection. Inhale, exhale, calmer and calmer, connected between the heart and the lower abdomen. And we can also reverse it. The principle is the same. You go up in the center towards the heaven, you inhale, becoming fuller and fuller, larger and larger, all the way up to heaven. And then with the palms facing down, you exhale, empty the mind, calm the heart, relax, relax, relax. Become totally relaxed. Feel the connection between the heart and the lower abdomen. And again, go up to heaven, inhale, becoming larger and larger, fuller and fuller. Can go on the tiptoes. Turn the palms to face down. Exhale. Empty your mind, calm the heart. Allow the connection between the heart and the lower abdomen. The lower abdomen is called Dantian in Chinese, or elixir field. Elixir field. Again, inhale up to heaven. Exhale, relax. Exhale, exhale, and relax, relax, relax. Calm, calm, calm. You can breathe in and out naturally. Just feel the calmness inside in this region between the heart and Dantian. Again, inhale, filling up all the way up to heaven. Palms down, exhale. Calm, calm, calm. Let's just do it one more time. Inhale, fill up. become larger, fuller, and spread the palms facing down. Exhale, empty the mind, calm the heart, feel the connection between Dantian and your heart. So like this, the exercise is very simple, but you can practice it few times a day, every day, to help just relieve all the tension and bad habits that we have from the physical body. We keep on having noises around us, but just ignore them. Go back into Dantian, feel the connection. This kind of establishing connection is precious, and I would recommend you to do it. Yesterday, I can add a story. This week, a couple of days ago, I had a conversation with someone that I could notice. Sometimes I have the ability, just when I look at someone, how they move, how they talk, look in their eyes, you can see that something is festering. And they're not so believing in alternative medicine and complementary kind of therapies. And I think, when you do this kind of exercise, regardless if you believe in alternative healing or not, you do this kind of thing, if you just think about it, all the tension in the body, all the tension in the heart, you just practice over and over again how to calm it down, make it softer, 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 until you can reestablish a connection in the center. And in my opinion, in my experience, if you can reestablish this connection, the possibility of disease to set in your body is becoming smaller and smaller. So take this to heart, and I hope you practice it. Also, just in a few words, in a couple of weeks, we have a Huaishan retreat here in Boca Raton, Florida, and teachers training. It's going to be very interesting. There's a link under the video. Check it out if you're interested to join. You are welcome. Thank you, and see you next time.